Hey guys, it's Stein here with HobbiesofaMan once again, and today we are doing our TBR for the month of September. So September is Sumerian September as well. So on the second channel, on the Sword and Sorcery book channel, book club channel, I will be doing Sumerian September over there. So I'm not going to mention it here beyond that. So if you want to know what I'm reading for that, it's just the Bloody Crown of Conan and the leftovers from last year's coming of Conan, right? So moving on from that, there are a lot of things that I want to do this month, and I'm actually changing up the way that I'm doing my TBR this month because I just want to give myself opportunities, right? So the theme of the month is sci-fi, like it's been since I started the channel, and that means that I want to focus on sci-fi comic books and manga because I have a lot of those, and my TBR just continues to grow and grow and grow, and I do need to do a buying ban at some point, but it's just hard for me to justify it, like always. And so I want to focus on that, and I will mostly focus on sci-fi manga, but there are some stuff that either don't fit into the theme or are leftovers from last year or last month and stuff like that, so I want to go through all of that, right? So to start with the leftovers, I want to finish the last two chapters of the second Elf Quest arc that I'm reading, which I should be able to finish very, very quickly, very soon, and I will have that video out at some point in the next week or two. And I also have some manga left over from last month. So I want to finish reading Who Wants to Marry a Billionaire, books 4, 5, 6, and 7. But I'm probably only going to read one or two of these this month, just because that's a pace that I've been liking so far, and I'll probably continue with that until I finish it, and then I will decide if I'm going to do a review for it or not, because like I mentioned yesterday, I'm not sure that this is something that I can review on YouTube, right? So we'll see, but that's my thoughts there. So that's it for the leftovers. Jumping into the novels, I want to continue reading The Wandering Ends, so this is not part of the theme. If I decided to do a sci-fi novel, I would probably end up reading something continuing on with the Odyssey 1 series that I read last month, and I would probably end up doing a video for it at some point soon, just kind of covering the series in an overview, because I don't necessarily want to do single reviews for each one of those books, because it's kind of different from what I'm used to in terms of like this story means something to me in like a private sense, and so it's kind of weird for me to talk about it on the channel for whatever reason. It doesn't really make too much sense, but you know, it's all mental. So I'm not sure if I want to talk about it too much on the channel, but I kind of feel like I should. But also, I kind of want to keep it to myself. So, I don't know, but we shall see. So, for books, it's definitely going to be The Wandering End. Book 6, The General of Liscor, I think is what it's called. And if I decide to get into a sci-fi story, it's probably going to be Odyssey 1, Book 3. I can't remember the name of it right now, but it's one of my favorite books in the series, so I definitely want to do that. So yeah, that's it for the books. In terms of comic books, there's some pretty hefty things this month. Mostly I want to focus on Supergirl Woman of Tomorrow, because I got this for my birthday from a friend a couple weeks ago, even though my birthday was over a month ago, just because of scheduling conflicts. And I really, really want to read this. I love the artwork here. I love the creative team. I think they do a great job with Helen of Windhorn, and I want to read their kind of sci-fi take on that, because that's more or less what this is, right? So yeah, also I want to start reading more DC superheroes and just, you know, Wonder Woman and Green Arrow and Blue Beetle, right? So yeah, also I have this volume of Flash Gordon. These are newspaper strips, or I mean just strips in general, right? So I want to read this just because I've been seeing it on my bookshelf for a couple months, and I really enjoyed my time with the Tarzan strips that I read in a few months ago. So I want to continue with that sort of thing, and hopefully I get around to buying those new editions that they just reprinted of these same strips, right? So yeah, then last month I read Radiant Black Volume 1, and I think I forgot to mention it on the channel yesterday, but I did read it, so I want to continue and read Volume 2. And I really enjoyed my time with Volume 1 this past month, a lot more than I did the first time around, which is kind of interesting. I think the familiarity with the concept helped me, and also the fact that I'm really invested in the Massiverse now, so I really want to understand and like Radiant Black, and so I want to continue with that and read into Volume 2, and I have Volumes 3 and Volume 4 over there waiting for me if I end up continuing it on from that, right? So yeah, then I want to jump into Ultraman. So I have Ultraman number 1, Ultraman number 2, and Ultraman Mystery of Ultra 7, which is basically Ultraman number 3. And this is more or less the only Marvel books that I have besides Spider-Man. So I want to give them a chance. I feel like I'm doing a lot of tokusatsu type stuff this month, and that's perfectly fine with me. I'm very, very happy with that. So yeah, Ultraman is kind of a priority for the channel this month beyond Supergirl in terms of comic books. Reading Black and Wait, because it's been waiting for a long time. I don't mind, you know, kind of putting that off and focusing on Ultraman, right? So yeah, there's also the Power Rangers Humble Bundle. I have the first 2 issues of Go-Go Power Rangers, or sorry, the first 2 volumes of Go-Go Power Rangers, and so I might start reading that physically before I pick up the series, and then, you know, follow someone's reading order on YouTube and just kind of read through all of the events and stuff like that and do reviews for each arc as they kind of happen. But I'm not really sure how I'm gonna do that, or if I'm even gonna do that this month. So we'll see. That's kind of up in the air. I didn't even write it down in my notebook. I just kind of thought about it for a couple days, and I'm like, I think I want to do that. I'm just not sure that this is the right month for it, right? So that's it for the comic books. And then moving on to the manga, I have quite a few of different manga here that I want to kind of look into. There are 2 digital ones that I want to look into, so I will talk about those as they come up. The first one would be that I want to read the Ultraman Along Came a Spider series that just released on the Viz app recently, because I think that's a really cool way to combine, you know, characters, and there is a history of Tokusatsu Spider-Man, and, you know, him with Ultraman makes sense because Ultraman is like the iconic Tokusatsu hero and Spider-Man is the iconic Western comic book hero, and it makes sense for them to combine and have an adventure together, and I think that's really, really cool. So I want to read that. There's only 5 chapters of it right now, and they're all pretty short except for the first one, so I'm very much looking forward to that. Then going back to physical stuff before we go back to the digital, I do want to read Battle Angel Alita. This is the hardcover collection. This is the only the first volume because I only have that one. I got this used at a Half Price Books a few months ago, and I'm very, very excited about this. I hope that this doesn't disappoint, because the Ghost in the Shell was a bit odd for me, and I didn't really enjoy it that much. That's why I have not gone back to it, but I do want to read all of it. And I hope that Battle Angel Alita manages to actually be pretty good and doesn't give me that same sense of disappointment, right? Because I was very upset about that. So, yeah, this series looks really, really cool. I'm very much excited about that. So hopefully it's, you know, really awesome. Continuing on with these cool female android type characters, we have Cutie Honey. I've been wanting to read this for quite a while, and I've just had it staring at me from my shelf. So I decided to finally, you know, get to it and do that. Then we have Gundam, The Origin, Book 2. I had this for a while as well, and I want to continue collecting the series, but I'm not sure that I even like it, so I need to finish reading this book and then decide then if I want to commit for the rest of the, I think it's 10 volumes, right? So, yeah, we got to see about that. Then I want to read Gundam Thunderbolts number 3 for very similar reasons to the previous one. I have the first 2 issues. I like them. I think they're cool. I like the artwork. I'm not sold on the story yet, and so I want to continue reading a little bit more, getting to know more about it, and finally decide, you know, do I want to continue collecting this or not? I think that ultimately I'll probably end up putting off the decision a while more, because volume 4 is like very hard to find right now. So even if I decided to continue collecting it, I wouldn't really be able to. So I can put off that decision for a while. I just need to know, you know, if that's even worth the effort, right? So yeah, and then the next digital series that I want to read is Ultraman. However, I do have the first 2 volumes of this modern Ultraman manga. This is more of a, it's almost like if Ultraman was a power suit, kind of like Iron Man, right? It's not necessarily the same as the original Ultraman, but it's pretty cool. I like the first volume of it, and I have been wanting to collect the series for quite a while. It recently got put up on the Viz app, so I decided that I should just read it on there instead. But I do still have these 2, so I will start reading it physically, and then I'll move on to the digital reading for it for the rest of the volumes that I read. I think I'll read the first 5 and then decide from there, because this doesn't have arcs, right? So I have to kind of decide when I want to stop and when I have to start reading again for different kind of videos, right? So yeah, because I think that making a single video on like 200 chapters is crazy. It's not enjoyable to me. There's so much detail that's lost there. and it's kind of hard for me to want to do that, right? So I want to find good stopping points to make videos at, right? So yeah, so that's Ultraman. And then in another kind of series that doesn't have arcs, but I want to continue reading, is Atom. So we have Atom number 7, number 8, number 9, and number 10. And I do have up to volume 17, but for now I think I only want to focus on these 4 books, or you know, whatever arcs are contained here. If the arc in volume 10 continues on from there, I might decide to, you know, only review the first 3 volumes that I showed you guys up to volume 9, or I might decide to continue. I'm not really sure what's going to happen there, so we'll see as we go. A lot of decision making on the fly here, which is quite different from how I usually do things, but I just kind of feel like that this month. So yeah, then I have some unrelated stuff that I want to read this month. So we have Sora and the House of Monsters number 3. I've been waiting for this for a long time. I finally got a chance to get it, and so I want to pick it up as soon as possible. Then we have Blue Lock number 14. I really enjoyed it. I actually wanted to continue reading it last night when I bought it. What I meant to say was I wanted to continue reading it as soon as I bought it, but I decided to not do that because I didn't want to get too far ahead in the arcs without knowing what's going on. And so I decided to stop. And then yesterday, as I was, you know, kind of just chilling around the house, not really doing anything, I was really tempted to pick it up, but I decided to wait until after I did this, because then it would have been in this weird limbo between, you know, when I finished reading stuff for August and when I started reading stuff for September. So I managed to wait, but I will probably get to this you know, Labor Day weekend. We have Gachiakuda number 3, just because I want to continue reading the series. I want to know if I like it or not properly, because so far I'm really enjoying it. I think the character designs are really awesome. I like the artwork, but I'm not sure I'm invested in the plot line yet. I don't know what it is really, so I have to, you know, figure out that if I like it or not, and continue on from there. And then I have 2 light novels, and that's because I have not read a single light novel this year. And one of my end of the year videos that I do is best light novels that I read in, you know, whatever year it is. So I need to get back to that. I need to get down to reading light novels, and I haven't. And I thought that these would be very good kind of ways to get back into it. So here we have Solo Leveling number 8. I love the series, but I've been putting off reading this last volume because I kind of was waiting for the right moment. And then I thought about it, and that right moment's never going to come because I don't really want the series to end, but I need to kind of get through it, right? So I need to read it, so I will this month. And then the other one is Gyuin Saga, mostly because I'm afraid that these volumes are going to just disappear one day off the internet or anywhere that you can buy them. And there's only 5 of them. They collect the first arc or the first book in the series. I only have the first portion of it. So I want to read it, decide if I like it or not properly, and then just buy the rest of them. They're only about $8 each of them on Amazon or something. So it's not that much of a commitment. It's just one that I want to make sure I make after I know that I like the series, right? So yeah, those are my my books for the month. Hopefully I get around to reading all of them, but I'm pretty sure I won't. So hopefully I get to at least get through most of them. The priorities are Gyuin Saga, those last 3 volumes that I showed you that are not related to the theme, Battle Angel Alita, Supergirl, Woman of Tomorrow, and Ultraman. And that includes all of them. So yeah, we'll see how it goes. But yeah, thank you guys very much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know what you guys are reading this month down below. And thank you guys once again. See you guys later.